Good evening. This is Rev Talk again, and we're on part 2 of our interesting topics. This time it is goodbyes are an important part in your life. That could be through death, a breakup, or just not seeing this person. But you can't restart your life until you do accept that fact. So it is very important to do. And all of us are faced with this at some time and multiple times within our life. What do you think, Reverend Kim?
Oh, well, loaded question. I've been having my own stuff going on, and it's true. Technical difficulties. We've lost Reverend Bev.
I don't know why mine goes in and out. It does.
Just for like dramatic pause. That's what it's there.
It made a statement.
It's a goodbye.
I've got a new one.
I love it. I love it. Well, goodbyes can mean a whole lot of things. I mean, it doesn't necessarily just have to do with somebody passing, although that has actually happened to a friend of mine this week. And so, that's kind of in the forefront of my thoughts as well. Goodbyes can mean any kind of, well, like the card we drew the other week was endings. It's kind of the same thing. It's goodbyes. And you're absolutely right. You cannot move on or restart unless you acknowledge the goodbye. And that's kind of tough to do sometimes, especially with your past. I think saying goodbye to your past is really important. Not necessarily forgetting, remembering the good.
You never forget it. The memories are always there.
Exactly. But it's saying goodbye to the hurt, or goodbye to the pain, or goodbye to whatever it is, and leaving it there. When you do that, then you're able to free yourself up and move forward. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a lovely statement that, really, you take into consideration saying goodbye on a lot of things. So, for example, one of the things that I had to do, and this was quite a few years ago with some trying times with my family, I had to, not to their face.
That's okay.
That would have stirred up an awful lot of other stuff. It was more for me to be able to say goodbye to the way I wanted things to look like. Goodbye to putting pressure on them to be something that they're not. Goodbye to that expectation of being something that they're not, or someone that they're not, someone I wanted them to be, and that's not who they were.
I was going to say, it's kind of like, if you can remember back, we might be losing some younger ones, but The Perfect Life. The mother was always home, had dinner on the table. Women never worked. Their place was in the home. And then we kind of 60s and 70s, the women were starting to work, the kids had more freedom. And I think it's just evolving. And we have to let go of how we thought everything was being in that perfectional bubble, because we're in constant change, constant. And once you realize that, it's easy to say your goodbyes and accept the new growth and continue. And there's going to be another goodbye and another new growth. It's just being able to acknowledge it and go back and see it, because it gives you so much freedom. It really does. And it is hard to understand why, because it's not. My mother and I, we never really got along. My dad was, the little girl favorite. But she's been coming into me in my dreams now and talking to me, and I don't know why. But now that I've realized I need to acknowledge this, I need to let go what expectations I had of her mother. Number one, she worked, she was never home. I did the cooking or my dad did. So it was just, I need to realize she was evolving and growing and learning what she needed to learn. So I'm no longer angry with her.
Oh, that's good.
I've accepted and loved her. Now I want to see what she's trying to tell me, what pattern I'm continuing, that I know that, like, I was just thinking about that because, again, my mother-in-law, I took care of both grandparents. I took care of my step grandmother. I did my aunt. I did, so I'm thinking, this is a pattern. This is something I need to look at. And I'm not getting the answers that I understand yet. And then all of a sudden my mother's here. Well, that's a pattern of itself. Because
True.
you don't realize, because she's telling you, look what you did, look what you've done.
Right.
Stop it. You've learned. Now go about your business. And that's what we're trying to tell everything. Endings are new beginnings, so you can move forward. You came here to learn something. You've learned it, let it go.
Yes.
You know you didn't have the family life you wanted. I didn't have the family life I wanted, but I realize I'm awakening. So now I'm going to have the life I want.
Absolutely. Well, goodbyes. Goodbyes are an how do I want to say this? An open door to hellos.
That's a beautiful way to say it.
So you're
It opened another door.
Exactly. You open another door for a hello, for some new energy to come in, for some new experiences to come in, because you've opened up space in your heart and in your being to allow that to flow.
Yes.
And
That accumulated everything that I was saying in one little phrase. Beautiful.
Thank you. It takes me a while to get there. Eventually I get there, but
now we have to do it. That's another step.
That's
that
the
first little step.
That's the next step, is to actually say goodbye and to actually release it.
Yes.
And let it go. But it's there's been a lot of stuff coming up for me anyway lately. And I think that's just with the energies the way they are. Things are ramping up, things are moving more quickly, and it's all encouraging.
Yes.
So it's always encouraging. It's never meant to be, heavy, or it's never meant to be, burdensome.
Negative. Yeah,
Right.
it's not negative. It isn't. It's a
is
growth.
always meant to move you forward. It is always with love and joy for you to experience your true self. And so, we're the ones that dig our heels in, and we're like, no, that's definitely me. No. But if I allow myself to relax and to be a little bit still, and to recognize that this is all for me, not to me. It's not being done to me, it's being done for me.
And we chose it.
That I can say goodbye with love and joy, and then allow that hello to happen.
Oh, that should be the saying right there. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I love that. So that was a lovely topic, and that's something that I'm going to, it's going to be one of my things that I need to remind myself. It's okay to say goodbye. It's okay to say goodbye, because there's a hello that follows it.
Right.
So what do you think, my dear?
I think we are complete. I think that's our hook right there. It's okay to say goodbye because it's a hello.
That's right. So with that, everybody, thank you again for joining us this time with Rev Talk. We want to remind you to please to be gentle with yourself, and to be kind to yourself, and to remember that you are unique in all the universe. There will never be another just like you in all of space and time. You are powerful, you are cherished, and you are loved. And without you, the song of the universe would be incomplete. Until next time, my friends, be well.
Yeah.